It all started here with these two little toys that I've always used to play with when I was a kid. Watching the documentaries of the greatest Steve Irwin, things that inspired me to embark on the adventures that I've gone. And this is my adventure. The adventure would begin with a journey from Dallas to Australia, where I encountered a great feline. In the lush jungles of Sumatra, a unique treasure lies in danger. The majestic Sumatran tiger. There are 9 subspecies of tigers. The Sumatran tiger is the smallest among the others. With its striped coat and wonderful eyes, this tiger is one of the world's most threatened and majestic carnivores. They inhabit tropical rainforests and feed on deer, wild boar, monkeys, and fish. And like other tiger species, the Sumatran tiger loves being in the water. The stripe pattern of tigers is similar to what fingerprints are to humans. Each one is different. They can live between 16 to 20 years old. And like other big cats, they are very social among themselves and form strong bonds with their family. Despite conservation efforts, the future of the Sumatran tiger remains uncertain, with current estimates of fewer than 400 left in the wild due to poaching and habitat loss. With continuous conservation efforts, rangers, and nature lovers, the Sumatran tiger could have a brighter future. Did you know that the red panda, also an inhabitant of the Asian continent, has been considered by scientists to be related to the giant panda and the raccoon, with whom it shares its ringed tail? They spend most of their time on trees and enjoy eating bamboo just like giant pandas. Like the Sumatran tiger, It is endangered due to deforestation and habitat reduction. It is undoubtedly one of the cutest and most beautiful animals in the animal kingdom. This brings me to my favorite animal since I was a child. An animal I began to admire a lot from watching documentaries when I was a kid. Its population extends from Southeast Asia to Northern Australia. The saltwater crocodile is the largest crocodile species in the world, reaching up to 7 meters in length at its peak and living up to more than 70 years. They have jaws full of sharp teeth, capable of crushing bones in the blink of an eye due to their strength and speed. These giant reptiles are found in the coast and mangroves of Southeast Asia, Northern Australia, and some parts of the Pacific Islands. Their adaptation to salt water allows them to venture into the open sea and survive in saline environments. Saltwater crocodiles are cunning hunters. They spend hours motionless in the water, waiting for their prey to come close, and when the moment comes, they launch a surprise attack with impressive speed, capturing their prey with their powerful jaws. Patience is key in this hunt. And although agility is not their strength, the strength of this animal helps it quickly emerge from the water, making an effective attack on its prey. To eventually return to the water with a successful hunt. Swimming away with its elegant swim that distinguished them. In the vast African savanna, the white rhinos faces a struggle for survival. Among the 5 remaining species of rhinos, the white rhino is the heaviest, weighing up to 2,300 kilograms and measuring up to 1.7 meters in height. An impressive fact, considering they feed only on grasses and leaves. They can live up to 35 and 50 years. Unfortunately, there are only 2 left in the wild, a fact that must be taken into account. The white rhino is a very important animal for the African continent, as it is also part of the culture and plays an essential role in the ecosystem. Speaking of the African continent, we will travel from Australia to Africa, where I encounter some of the most iconic animals in the continent. Hello, I am in Africa, a continent rich in resources and wildlife, home to many of the most majestic animals on the planet. And what better way to start with this documentary than with one of the most iconic animals on this continent. African elephants are the largest land animals in the world. They are social and highly intelligent animals that live in groups called herds, led by a matriarch. They have three essential tools for their daily survival: their tusks, ears, and trunk. Their tusks, which can measure up to 2 meters and weigh 23 kilograms, are used for fighting, defense, and moving objects. Their ears are used to regulate their body temperature and, when necessary, to make themselves look bigger in front of opponents and predators. Their trunk has up to 40,000 muscles and is used for eating, drinking, breathing, and even knocking down trees. Here, we can observe a young elephant resting under the shade of a tree alongside other young ones. But they are not alone. Females live in herds of 8 to 100 members and watch over their young, staying alert at all times. They form a circle around the young so they can rest in the center, away from the predators. These giant herbivores are also called architects of nature because they play a vital role in seed dispersal and reshaping their environment by consuming large amounts of vegetation. They help maintain the balance of the flora and prevent the proliferation of invasive species. Elephants eat roots, grass, fruit, and bark in large quantities. An adult elephant can consume up to 135 kilograms of food in a single day. Male elephants usually wander alone or in pairs. They stay with their mothers until about 16 years old, after which they leave the herd to find their own. When they find a herd, they will become the dominant male. If there is already a dominant male in the herd, they will have to fight to determine who will be the dominant male from that moment on. Despite the importance of elephants, they face numerous threats. Poaching for illegal ivory trade and habitat destruction are two of the main problems. Elephants are truly amazing creatures. Their intelligence, ecological role, and importance in human culture make them extraordinary beings. The African elephant is essential for the continent and the ecosystem. It is also a mammal that can measure up to 4 meters and incredibly weigh up to 7 tons. So it is very heavy. In Africa, there is another mammal that is very heavy. They reside in rivers and is considered one of the most dangerous mammals on the planet. Hippos are amazing animals that inhabit Africa's rivers and lakes. They are the third largest land mammals in the world, after the elephant and the white rhino.
weighing up to 4.5 tons. They are imposing animals that make their presence known when you are in their territory. Their formidable canines can measure up to a meter long, and they have one of the most powerful bites in the animal kingdom. These mammals spend most of their time in the water, where they can stay cool and protect themselves from predators. They usually stay in herds, which can consist of 40 to 100 individuals. Hippos are herbivores, feeding primarily on grass and herbs, and they can consume large quantities during the evening or in a single night. The only time hippos leave the water is exclusively to eat or to move from one body of water to another. And they do this during the evening or at night. Despite having a substance that protects their body from the sun, staying out of the water for too long can be fatal for them. After traveling from one body of water to another, they can rest knowing that no predator will try to attack them. And mothers will stay with their young until they can defend themselves. The hippo, as we observed, is determined to defend its territory at all costs. It is a very aggressive mammal that has claimed many human lives, so we gotta respect its territory. Now let's talk about another big mammal that is very big and heavy, not from the width, but from the height. Standing at an average height of 5.5 meters, the giraffe is the tallest animal in the world. Giraffes are herbivores, and their diet consists mainly of leaves, shoots, and flowers. With their tongues reaching up to 45 centimeters, they can reach the furthest leaves at the tops of trees. Although they seem to be peaceful creatures, giraffes have a very interesting social life. They live in groups called towers and communicate through grunts and body postures. They bend down to drink water or eat in a very peculiar way, and only do so for a few moments, as they could suffer a brain hemorrhage due to blood flow rushing to their brain. They can be said to be animals with big hearts, as it takes a large heart to pump blood from feet to head. They are born at a height of approximately 2 meters and can stand up shortly after birth. They are adorable and vulnerable to predators, so protection from the herd is essential. All these characteristics and their unique spot patterns make giraffes a unique animal in the world. Now let's talk about some species of reptiles in Africa, such as the Nile crocodile, the largest reptile in Africa and the second largest crocodile species in the world, measuring between 5.5 to 6 meters and weighing up to a ton. This is a Nile monitor lizard, which usually grows between 1.5 to 2.5 meters and can weigh up to 20 kilograms. This large and emblematic reptile species in Africa usually feeds on eggs and rodents. This is a green bush snake. It is not venomous and feeds on rodents, small insects, and small lizards. They are completely harmless. They have excellent vision and are very good swimmers and very good climbers. After catching and eating their prey, they use their climbing skills to return to their cave, where they will stay safe until they get hungry again in about 3 weeks to a month. A very beautiful snake that measures between 60 to 90 centimeters and is part of a vast array of reptiles found in the African continent. Reptiles are cold-blooded creatures that we don't always understand, but that doesn't diminish their importance in the ecosystem. When you encounter one, don't kill it. Simply relocate it and make sure that it is not in danger, as they don't harm anyone. They are just trying to survive like any other animal. Now, following up, we will talk about some of the most important animals for the food chain. Africa has some of the most iconic of this type, and they are the predators. In Africa, there is a constant struggle for survival among predators. Among these predators are hyenas, cheetahs, leopards, and lions. The cheetah is an exceptional feline. It is characterized by its golden fur and spots on its body. It is a feline that is usually more active during the day and at dusk. At night, it tends to rest. It can sleep with its head raised, always alert to any threat that might approach. They usually travel alone, but this pair in particular used to travel in a group of 5 cheetahs, 3 of them siblings. Unfortunately, now there are only 2 left due to lion attacks and even fights among themselves. However, this is not a disadvantage. As long as they stay united, they will watch each other's back. Another not mentioned characteristic by which many people distinguish cheetahs is their speed, reaching up to 100 kilometers per hour in a few seconds. The cheetah is the fastest land animal on the planet, making it a spectacle to watch it hunt. Unfortunately, this hunt was unsuccessful, but for now, it will have to rest to save energy for its next attempt.
The African leopard is also part of this daily competition. It tends to rest high up in trees or among bushes. It is so strong that it can carry its prey up to the treetops to eat them away from the predators, like hyenas and lions. They can do that only with their mouth, which is impressive. They are often confused with cheetahs, and that's why we will now see some difference to distinguish one from the other. Some differences are as follows. For example, here on the left we have a leopard, and on the right a cheetah. As we can see, the leopard's head is larger than the cheetah's, and they both have absolutely different looks. Another difference lies in the spots. Leopard spots are known as rosettes because they resemble roses, while cheetah spots are just dots distributed all over their body. Another difference is also in the size. The leopard is larger than the cheetah, and they have absolutely different tracks. It is very easy to distinguish between a leopard's track and a cheetah's track, because the cheetah's track is smaller, and their non-retractable claws leave marks as they walk. It is the only feline with non-retractable claws, which helps them achieve high speeds and have better traction for making quick and sharp turns. As you can see, these are some of the differences that distinguish these unique animals from one another. Without a doubt, they are exceptional felines. As you have seen, there are many different ways to distinguish a leopard from a cheetah. Both are great felines and are part of this rivalry among predators, of which there are two protagonists that many of us have seen on television and have starred in great battles for generations in the African continent, and they are part of the culture. They are the hyena and the lion. Hyenas are very peculiar animals. They are unique in the world. They live in packs that can have up to 80 members. They have a peculiar way of communicating, emitting a sound that resembles laughter. However, this is not funny at all, as they communicate this way when they feel threatened or in other circumstances when they feel in danger. They live in a matriarchy, where the dominant female has always the right to eat first with her offspring. Their front legs are longer than their back legs. Also, their spine appears inclined toward the tail, which enhances the optical illusion that they seem to be walking uphill. They are scavengers. Although, it is estimated that 70% of their diet is based on animals they hunted themselves. Their strength lies in being united as a pack, and they have very strong jaws. With their power, they are capable of breaking bones. All of this makes them fascinating animals. However, they are often misunderstood due to their appearance and the bad reputation they have been given in movies. Nevertheless, they are just as important as any other animal, fulfilling their role in the food chain and providing balance to the ecosystem. Seeing them and getting to know them more deeply in their natural habitat is undoubtedly fascinating. In this rivalry among predators, there is one that is the most dominant: the lion. The lion is the second largest feline in the world and the largest in Africa. It is the only feline with a majestic mane, which provides protection in fights. Lions are known as the king of the jungle for their impressive presence and power. However, the reality is that their natural habitat is not the jungle, but the savannas, grasslands, and semi-arid regions of Africa. This lion was cleaning its wound after a fierce territorial and mating fight. The males and the females separate from the pride for about a week to mate and return to the rest of the pride exhausted. Prides can have up to 30 members, including 1 to 3 dominant males, females, and cubs. Lions have been revered throughout history, symbolizing courage and power in many African cultures. Their imposing presence has made them the emblem of the savanna. They have fangs that can measure up to 8 to 9 centimeters and very powerful jaws. And like every feline, they tend to sleep a lot. Unfortunately, the lion is also threatened due to poaching and habitat loss. Their intense look instantly commands respect. Females are extremely protective, with a maternal instinct and inseparable bond with their cubs. It will be their responsibility, along with the dominant male, to protect them until they grow up. The dominant male, like the females, is always alert to any threat to protect their cubs. Lions are amazing creatures that inspire admiration around the world. Their social structure, strategic hunting, and cultural importance make them truly fascinating. They, like any other animal in the world, play an important role in the ecosystem. Currently, it is estimated that the population has been increasing thanks to conservation programs. Knowing all the work behind it and seeing the cubs so free and healthy ensures that the lion's future is hopeful and that they will have a prosperous future to continue the legacy of the king of the savannah. And well, those are some of the many wonders this place has, the African continent. And it seems to be getting dark, so it's time for me to return to my home. Mexico, the fifth country with the greatest biodiversity in the world. A country that hosts surprising animals and ecosystems. Many of these animals are unfortunately endangered, and we are not aware. One of them resides on the west coast of Mexico, in the Pacific Ocean. 2 years ago, I witnessed the presence of a prehistoric predator that has inhabited the earth for millions of years. Located on Guadalupe Island, 350 kilometers off the coast of Ensenada, Baja California. One of the many places where this predator can be found. I had the opportunity to be face to face in its natural habitat with shark expert and cinematographer Andy Brandy Casagrande.
Way to right.
We're reporting live from Guadalupe Island. I'm out here with a special guest. You know him? His name is Angel Rodriguez. Woo! Just kidding. Right on, brother.
Save sharks!
Save sharks. Eat vegetables.
Of course. In the vast ocean, the great white shark lurks from the depths. This formidable predator has characteristics that have helped it adapt over millions of years. With its impressive size, reaching up to 7 meters and weighing up to 2 tons, it moves through the water at high speeds thanks to its torpedo-shaped body, reaching speeds close to 50 kilometers per hour. Despite its imposing appearance and size, the great white shark is often a very peaceful animal that focuses solely on surviving, like any other living being. They mainly feed on seals, sea lions, and even sea turtles. Its skeleton is made of cartilage, which helps them have greater maneuverability. They can have up to 300 teeth, arranged in up to 7 rows. These teeth can grow up to 6 centimeters long and will continue to grow throughout their lives,
which is estimated to be up to 70 years. It is sensational to watch them hunt. They prepare their attack very strategically and patiently, swimming calmly in the depths while preparing their surprise attack. And it is a surprising and lethal attack. Today, many mysteries still surround this great predator, which unfortunately is endangered. Currently, Guadalupe Island is closed to tourism and open exclusively for commercial fishing. This, however, is part of poor government management, as the sharks are exposed to poachers and clandestine fishermen. Whereas with tourism, the shark population benefited from the income from conservation work and was well monitored by organizations dedicated to protecting them. On its side, you can see the marks of the great battles it has fought through its life. It is estimated that there are only 3,500 left in the world. And with great work of all of these organizations, the population continues to increase, which is hopeful for the species and for the future generations who may enjoy the presence of this prehistoric creature. The great white shark, unfortunately, joins the list of endangered animals, many of which people are unaware of. Each creature has its essential role in the ecosystem, each with their distinctive wonders and mysteries. Knowledge is the key to positive change. By educating future generations, we sow the seeds of understanding and respect for all forms of life. In every action, whether small or big, in every lesson we impart, we have the power to shape the destiny of our planet. Together, we can be the force that drives conservation and coexistence. Finding the balance with nature is not just a challenge. It is an opportunity to rediscover our connection with the world that we all share. Together, we can write a new chapter of hope and renewal. We're not alone in the world. It is important to know which species reside in our country, as they are part of our culture and part of this great gift called nature. And don't forget to follow your dreams and leave your mark in the world.